In the dense, forgotten jungle of the planet Ethera, the air buzzed with the strange calls of alien creatures. The thick foliage and towering trees seemed alive with ancient mysteries. Among the shadows of this wilderness wandered a lone human, a scientist named Leo Quinn. His mission was simple: explore, study, and gather data. Yet, as he ventured deeper into the jungle, the circumstances had taken a bizarre turn. Leo had been stranded on Ethera for almost 3 days after his shuttle malfunctioned. His communication systems had failed, and he was isolated from the rest of the crew. His only companions were the whispering winds and the mocking presence of the aliens he had encountered. They weren't native to the planet, but they had arrived shortly before his crash, curious about the human presence. They called themselves the Zorathians, a species with a skin as pale as bone and eyes that glowed with an eerie violet light. At first, Leo had hoped they would offer help. Instead, they had found amusement in his distress. From the moment they appeared, they treated him as nothing more than an insect to be studied, laughed at, and occasionally taunted. "You think you can survive here, little human?" one of them had asked, its voice like the screech of metal scraping against stone. Leo had tried to reason with them, but they were beyond understanding. Their technology was far more advanced than anything humanity had achieved, and they viewed Leo's presence on Ethera as nothing more than an amusing distraction. "Our species is weak," another Zorathian had said, its laughter echoing through the jungle. "Do you believe your technology is advanced? We have seen civilizations rise and fall in mere moments. You will not last long." But Leo refused to give up. His mind raced with ideas, trying to find a way out of this nightmare. That was when he stumbled upon something unexpected. While wandering the jungle, he found a massive structure hidden beneath the dense vines and towering trees. It was a ship, an ancient warship buried deep within the jungle's heart. It was unlike anything Leo had ever seen before. Its sleek metallic surface shimmered with an otherworldly glow, and its design suggested it had been built for war, though there was no sign of any recent activity. The ship had long been abandoned, its once pristine exterior now covered in moss and creeping tendrils. Leo approached the ship cautiously. His eyes darted across its massive hull, searching for any signs of life or danger. It was clear that this was no ordinary vessel. The markings on its surface were unlike any known to humans. The alien language etched into the walls seemed ancient, as though it had been abandoned for centuries, maybe even millennia. In a moment of awe and desperation, Leo carefully made his way to the entrance of the ship. As he stepped inside, the dim glow of the ship's interior illuminated his surroundings. The walls were lined with intricate technology, far more advanced than anything he had ever encountered. Strange symbols flickered across panels. They seemed to be dormant, waiting for something or someone to awaken them. He wandered through the ship, feeling as though he had uncovered a lost piece of history. His heart raced with excitement. This was no ordinary discovery. This was the key to his survival. The ship could be his ticket off this planet, the chance to escape the mocking Zorathians and prove his worth. As Leo explored deeper into the ship, he discovered a central chamber that seemed to be the heart of the vessel. In the center of the room stood a large control console, its surface covered in glowing symbols. Leo's fingers hovered over the controls, hesitant yet driven by a sense of urgency. He had no idea what he was doing, but his instincts pushed him forward. The Zorathians were still out there, laughing at him, and time was running out. With a deep breath, Leo pressed a series of buttons, unsure of what would happen next. To his surprise, the ship began to hum to life. The walls around him flickered with light as the vessel's systems started to awaken from their long slumber. The control console lit up, and a low, mechanical voice echoed through the chamber. "Welcome, Commander." Leo froze. His mind raced with questions. Commander? He was no commander. He was just a scientist who had crash-landed on this strange planet. But the ship recognized him somehow, and its systems responded as though he were someone important. "System diagnostic complete," the voice continued. "Power level stable. Weapons online. Hyperdrive functional." Weapons? Hyperdrive? Leo's heart skipped a beat. This wasn't just any abandoned ship. It was a warship, one capable of leaving the planet and possibly defending itself from threats. And the best part? It seemed to think he was in charge. A sudden rush of adrenaline surged through Leo as he realized what he had stumbled upon. This was the ship's command center. He was no longer just a stranded human. He was now the captain of an ancient, powerful warship. The Zorathians would soon learn that their mockery had been misplaced. Without wasting another moment, Leo navigated through the ship's systems, learning quickly how to operate the vessel. The ship's artificial intelligence guided him, its voice becoming more familiar with each command. Engage launch sequence. Leo muttered under his breath, his fingers flying over the controls. The ship's engines roared to life as the vessel slowly began to lift off the ground, breaking free from the jungle that had kept him captive for days. The Zorathians, unaware of what was happening, continued to mock Leo from afar. They had no idea that their laughter would soon turn to fear. As the ship ascended into the sky, Leo looked down at the jungle below. The towering trees and dense foliage slowly disappeared as the ship broke through the atmosphere and into space. He felt a surge of triumph wash over him. The Zorathians had underestimated him, and now he had controlled the most advanced technology he had ever encountered. Human, the Zorathian voice echoed in the comm system, "You are foolish to think you can escape." Leo smiled. "I'm not running away. I'm just getting started." The warship soared through the stars, leaving the mocking aliens behind and opening a new chapter in Leo's journey, one that was no longer defined by fear, but by the power he had found in the forgotten jungle.